Okay, guys, it's Monday and time for an Izzy. I just want you to appreciate this thumbnail. I just want you to appreciate the brown, wet washcloth on top of something and the crap thrown all over the floor. An outlet where water is being flung everywhere. I'm assuming, because there's no cord up there, that whatever that wet washcloth is on is plugged in. Not smart. And what is all the brown? What is all the brown on the washcloths? Why do I get the feeling Izzy is the problem with the smell? Okay, let's get into this. Just so you know, there are 2 exposures of her boob, so I will be censoring that.
It is now 8:15 p.m. on Saturday, July 22nd, 2024. I've been standing in this shower now for over an hour trying to shower, and because there's no water coming out of the shower head, I can't rinse off. And the water that does come out of that shower head suddenly starts to stink like fish, and it has been stinking intensely.
Ma'am,
like
I think you've been in the shower way too long.
Anything under that water, even if it's a clean washcloth covered with soap.
It's not July.
I'm late. I need to be somewhere as usual, and I have better things to do than make videos when I'm dripping wet and need to be somewhere.
You have water literally everywhere.
There's no water coming out of that shower head. Do you hear that?
Yeah, I hear water.
There's no water. It's literally a tiny trickle. You can't even see the water coming out of that shower head.
Ma'am, you've been running it for over an hour.
There's interference going on. You can't even hear the water coming out. And right now it stinks like fish. There's a psychopath who's been getting all agitated directly behind this wall for the last hour now since I've gotten here, started to try to shower. And she intermittently blows all kinds of intense marijuana smoke and then uses her directed energy weapon to electronically assault me when I'm trying to rinse certain body parts but not others. And again, the water is barely coming out. I can barely cover my hand with the water that's coming out of this tap. And it also has been cutting out. So sometimes the water just suddenly stops coming out, almost as if somebody is deliberately stopping the flow of water. And there's no hot water suddenly, and then there's intensely hot water. So the hot water should be constant, but instead it cuts in and out, and it goes from blazing, burning hot to ice cold to blazing, burning hot to ice cold. And I have the knob set at warm. Okay, so this is off. This is off. This is cold. Yeah, do you hear that? It literally pops. The water is constantly stopping and popping.
It's breakdancing water.
It goes from blazing hot to ice cold every 30 seconds.
Popping and locking.
Warm. This is really hot.
Super hot.
So right now it's ice cold. This knob is set on the blazing hot position, and it's ice cold.
Yeah, we get the picture.
There's right now no hot water.
She really loves repeating herself, you know? That woman is so pale. I've never seen a California girl that pale.
And it's not hot. Somebody is messing with the temperature settings to the shower right now. And I can't use the shower because there's barely any water coming out. And when I do try to rinse off under it, it suddenly starts to stink. The stench has nothing to do with me. I have been standing under the shower covered with soap and shampoo for over an hour now. And every time I try to rinse off, that's when the water, as it comes out of that shower head, stinks like fish. Today it's been fish. So maybe the psychopath, Izzy, who claims to be a structural engineer,
boob,
and likes to sit behind this wall and smoke intense amounts of marijuana, as she has been doing throughout the afternoon today, starting at around 10 a.m. when I tried to use the toilet in this bathroom, and then going through the afternoon, and then she started intensely smoking marijuana from behind this wall at around 6 p.m.
It's not her.
When I started getting ready to get in the shower. And
The
that's
mice
when
under the
all hell broke
sink.
loose, and she started
They're
literally
also
filling this
pooping.
entire bathroom with marijuana smoke, doxing her own physical presence behind this wall. And then, about 15 minutes into my shower, when I was covered with soap and shampoo and perfectly clean, just trying to rinse off, that's when the water from the shower head suddenly started to stink like fish.
Man,
And
we've
as you
seen
can
your
see,
washcloths.
there's barely any water coming out, and it literally jumps from hot to cold to hot to cold constantly, even though I keep the knob set at warm. Right now, this water isn't warm. So let's see what happens if I turn it to hot again. No, it just went cold. Literally, this water just went cold. Someone is deliberately doing this. Irizarry is a psychopath who seems to be in the employ of the Greenville Group. Mr. Oleg Alexeyev praised her abilities as a very talented cyber criminal who, as he put it, can get into anything. Oh, she is so good. She can get into anything. She also appears to be able to tamper with plumbing. And she herself has admitted on comments on YouTube that she is a structural engineer. As I keep reporting, in June of 2019, Irizarry began engaging in some very protracted and noisy plumbing work against the pipes to my bathroom and to my kitchen sink on a Sunday afternoon. The extensive plumbing work went on for several hours while I was literally sitting here thinking that they were going to drill a hole right into my sink and my toilet from behind this wall.
I'm fascinated by what your toilet area holds.
Was all about. They said they had no knowledge of that plumbing work and they don't work on Sundays. Just after that, the water to this entire unit that had always been safe and clean and healthy to use suddenly began to stink, to emit seriously foul odors, and to make me very sick within just moments of trying to use it for drinking or for cooking or for brushing my teeth or washing my face. That is when I began to report very dangerous conditions with the tap water to the Greenville Group, and their solution was to put a water filter on the kitchen tap.
Which you took off.
Really help much with the shower and bathroom tap water that continued to make me really ill, usually within a few moments of using it, and also to stink. And
you
right
took
now,
it
I can't
off.
finish rinsing off. As you can see, I have soap on me. I'm covered with soap.
Boobs! No!
Okay, no, I'm not showing any.
Yes, you are.
I'm covered with soap.
You're blind. What is on the floor?
That is not a boob. Okay, that's just not a boob. Anyway.
Okay, then you're shaped funny.
Out, and it goes from hot to cold and hot to cold every 15 to 20 seconds. And as you just saw, what should be excessively
I will grant her this. There was no areola.
Is ice cold. It doesn't work.
Your hand is beet red because it's so friggin' hot.
I can barely cover my hand with water. That's how little water is coming out of the shower head right now.
Wow.
So, you know,
okay, let's hold on.
Because Jasmine Irizarry, Greenville's psychopath for hire and paid fixer or sponsored fixer.
You're not being charged for jack diddly because you haven't paid rent in 2 years.
The quality, safety, and usability of
Little Miss Indigent.
this unit. She claims to be a structural engineer, so maybe she's, knowledgeable in plumbing work and can install a valve system against the pipes to certain units. She's a psycho pervert and has been referred to by Greenville as their surveillance expert. So the stinking tap water is very specific to whatever I happen to be trying to do with it. And again, as I've reported in dozens and dozens of videos, the water doesn't stink if I'm just standing in front of it watching come out. It only starts to stink.
Who watches their water come out?
My mouth, my ears, my hair, or other sensitive body parts. And this should never happen. It's a federal crime to contaminate any water supply. And Mr. Oleg Alexeyev of the Greenville Group appears to be sponsoring Irizarry the psychopath, who obviously has some type of plumbing knowledge and knows how to install saddle valves or other types of valves on pipes. She has been in the bathroom of 78 for 10 years now. And pounding and slamming against the wall behind
she must have a neat setup.
She has doxed her own physical presence directly behind that wall within the last 30 minutes by engaging in the use of some type of directed energy weapon.
Beep boop.
Could be a cell phone, could be a router, could be a metal cylinder that
do we have to show this again? Do we have to show it again?
A directed beam.
Hang on. Here we go again. Can your cell phone be made into a directed energy weapon? And the answer is conventional cell phones, iPods, computers are not designed or capable of being transformed into targeted energy weapons. Oh, super genius, Izzy.
While I'm standing in my shower trying to rinse out certain body parts, then the water suddenly starts to stink when I try to rinse out the shampoo from my hair, the soap from my eyes, and other potty parts that you
Potty parts.
Contamination.
She's losing her grip on English. No!
I am covered with soap and shampoo, and
all
the water
right.
from my shower head is barely coming out and stinks like fish. Within seconds of me trying to put my head under it to rinse out the shampoo,
no parmesan,
and it is
no
very
feet,
surveillance-based. It would not be possible without the extensive use and presence of surveillance devices in this unit and in my shower head. In my shower stall.
Oh,
This wasn't happening 5 years ago.
They're watching.
Our office is currently closed. This is an emergency. Please press.
Ma'am, you're losing your marbles quicker and quicker. It must be that the housing court did not go your way. So, yeah, we got to go look into that form you were having trouble sending because there was some interesting information on there. You just kind of screwed yourself. But we'll do that another time.